Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian Dean from QuickSprout, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use H tags to maximize the SEO value and user experience of your content. So first, let's take a look at an example of an article that isn't very well optimized from an SEO or user experience standpoint. And the reason that is because, as you can see, they just have big, massive blocks of text, which is really hard for web users to read. But more importantly, for the sake of this video, they don't have any subheaders to break up the content, which is really important because when you first look at an article, you're kind of skimming. These subheaders really stand out, help make the content more readable and more user-friendly. And as you'll see, it's also important for SEO. Okay, so this is an example of basically what not to do. Now, let's go over the important tags, what they are and what they mean. So here's an example of something in the stress management category at the Mayo Clinic about yoga, okay? So how do you know whether or not, this is an H tag, this is an H tag? Well, it's actually very easy using the SEO book toolbar that I discussed in an earlier video. So to check all the H tags on a page, click on this little X here, which is called SEO X-ray. So when you click on that, it'll bring up this box. I just want to move that over to the side. And you can see here that this is an H1 tag, this is an H1 tag, this is an H2 tag, and these are H3 tags, okay? So I'm just gonna go over quickly what each of these means. So the H1 tag is basically your second title tag. So obviously you have your meta title tag, which is most important, but your H1 tag is kind of like your second title tag. And in general, you want this to be also the same as the title of your post or your article. And you also only want one per page. So this isn't very well optimized because we have two H1 tags. So you definitely want to limit these to one per page, and I'll show you how to check and do that later in the video. And H2 and H3 tags are meant for subheaders. So those should be within your content, and those are there to break up the content and to give Google a better idea of what your content is about. So here's an H2 tag, here's an H2 tag. And with this tool, it's pretty cool. You can go down your existing content and see what type of H tags you already have, okay? So next, you want to incorporate this into WordPress. So if you're composing in WordPress, you'd want to make sure your subheaders are the appropriate tag, okay? So when you make your title, so let's say we're doing yoga health benefits, okay? This usually by default turns into an H1 tag, but not always. So the best way to check is to publish it and then to use the SEO X-ray to check. Okay, so that's one way that you can very easily see if your titles are automatically becoming H1 tags. All right, and then when you actually compose your post, I actually recommend starting with the subheadline. So if we're doing yoga health benefits, you do something like this. I already made one called, important yoga health benefits, how to do yoga at home, and preventing injuries. So those would be maybe 3 subheaders for a very brief article. And to make sure those are the appropriate tags, you want to change them to H2. So click on paragraph and then click on heading 2. And as you can see, it makes them bigger and bold, and heading 2 and heading 2. Okay, so this is just something you do normally just to break up your content. And that obviously makes it more user friendly. But you also want to SEO optimize these. So the best way to do that is obviously to include your target keyword in one of your H2 or H3 tags, depending on which ones you choose, okay? So you can use H2 or H3 to break up your content as subheaders, but in general, H2 is better because that's considered more important by Google, okay? So it just depends which one looks better. It's not a huge difference, but I prefer to use H2 tags. Now you just want to make sure your keyword appears once in an H2 tag. So even if you had, let's say, 8 different subheaders, you'd only want to include your keyword maybe once or twice, okay? But at least once. And then what about the other ones? Well, obviously, you can just include some to break up the content for user experience, but you can also include LSI keywords in those H tags, and I found that that increases performance for content. So how to do that is you search for yoga health benefits in Google, which is your target keyword, and then you try to look for searches related to, and these are great keywords because these are keywords that Google has found as related. Okay, so let's say you want to do a section on hot yoga. You might want to put hot yoga health benefits or power yoga health benefits, and then you'd make that an H2 tag for your content. So let me show you an example. So hot yoga health benefits. Okay, so this would be another section of your site. And this is important for SEO because this shows that your content is relevant. And then for some people searching for maybe long tails like hot yoga health benefits, in general or something like that, and you have that in your H2 tag, that can help you get more long tail traffic. Okay, so that's basically all there is to using H tags, but I just want to show you one other way to check your H tags if you don't use the SEO book plugin. So as I discussed, you can use the SEO X-ray to see the H tags on your site. But if you don't want to use that or you want another way, you can also use this toolbar in a different way. So let's head over to this post. Okay, so we have the Mayo Clinic post again. Now what you want to do is you want to click on this, which is View Source in Tab. Okay, when you click on that, it'll show you the code for that page. Okay, so this is obviously not something you want to look at normally because it can be quite confusing if you're not familiar with HTML. But basically all you want to do is use Control F to find and then click H1. Okay, and that'll take you right to the H1 tag. And as we can see, this is the H1 tag that we probably don't want because this is kind of an extraneous H1 tag and we only want one per post that's related to the content of that page. So then you can just do H1 again, and then you'll find the second one, and then H2, and you'll find all the H2 tags, so understanding yoga. Okay, so you just repeat that process, and that's a way to manually find all the H tags on your page without having to use the SEO X-ray. So that's all there is to using H tags for user experience and for SEO. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.